Hello again, and welcome to the Friday Wrap for January 17th. It was an extremely busy week around the village this week, starting with a dinner that I had with some Burr Ridge residents. My wife and I joined some friends over there, including Marv and Kim Dyson, for those of you that know the Dysons. I was over at Cooper's Hawk on Friday night, and the very next morning I had a legislative primer that was regarding for and sponsored by the DuPage Mayor's Managers Conference held in Oak Brook. That was on Saturday. They have a very aggressive schedule this year, or goals, I should say. For example, trying to tackle municipal public safety pension reform, limiting the Prevailing Wage Act, and also limiting the requests for Commercial Freedom Information Acts, which really is amazing what a burden that is to many of the villages, especially the small ones. They also wanted to tackle protecting the LGDF funds that are going to municipalities that we use to pay for our services, and removing barriers for non-home rule villages. That's a whole topic by itself. There, though, I was also able to obtain a special proclamation of memoriam from village president and friend Gopal Lamalani on behalf of a nationally known colleague who spent the last 20, 30 years of his life in Oak Brook. Al Granum was an icon and a legend in the insurance industry who helped shape the lives of thousands of agents and the clients they serve. He died at the age of 91. Also, this week we had a regular meeting of the mayor and board of trustees meeting was held on Monday, and we had a full agenda again. The road improvement recommendations were quickly approved, including the decisions to not consider a roundabout at 79th and Madison. You might have heard about that before. That was bantered about for the last 10 years. That cost, the estimate for that was $2.5 million. The village turned that down. But approved was a small four-house subdivision by McNaughton at 87th and Madison, and installation of curbs and sidewalks on Garfield, just north of Plainfield. That's an arterial street, and we were able to get a lot of funds for that, a lot of grants. We then went into a closed session to discuss the release of closed session minutes that going through December 2013, destruction of closed session recordings from June of 2011 to June 2012, and also the appointment of a labor attorney for collective bargaining negotiations, as well as other issues. Now negotiations on the police union contracts, they will begin this month at their request. But the contract actually doesn't expire until April 30th. They asked that we get a head start. For a complete list of what was covered in that meeting, you can go to www.burr-ridge.gov. It was already a full week when Steve Stricker and I attended the DuPage Mayor's Managers Conference legislative reception and dinner at the Hilton in Lisle on Wednesday. Discussed at length at the table and from the podium was the year's legislative agenda that I mentioned a little earlier and above if you're reading this. The one kind of neat thing that happened was our very own state senator and Senate Minority Leader Christine Radogno received the Government Leader of the Year award. Now that was a huge honor as well, and remember, she is our senator for Burr Ridge. We had the honor, Steve and I, had the honor of sitting at a table with our state representative and Minority Leader Jim Durkin, as well as Mayor George Pradle of Naperville, who I've gotten to know pretty well, and Frank Trilla, a very dear friend now of Willowbrook, along with one of his trustees, Paul Ogerino. Representative Durkin, you may already have heard over the last couple of months, he actually moved his legislative office to Burr Ridge. I believe it's on 83rd Street, which makes him the only state legislator that we have in the village. Also attended were other legislators that I've known for years. That was kind of neat. They were, for example, Senators Kirk Dillard, who's running for governor, Senator Mike Conley, and Jim Oberweis, and Representatives Patty Belloc, Jeannie Ives, Darlene Sanger, and Dennis Robletti, plus others from around DuPage County. On a personal note, my daughter actually went back to college last night, but her Christmas break was ended on a very high note, thanks to a last-minute tickets that I got from a village friend, businessman, and resident. I was able to take her and her two friends to a Blackhawks game. The Hawks lost, but we had great seats and a great time. Thanks again for joining me, and I hope you have a great week. Please keep in touch and be sure to pass on this Friday Wrap to your friends. Have them go to the website to sign up for it. We sort of like to get the word out and keep everybody informed about what's going on around the village. Thanks again, and have a great week.